small town pastor with a secret past. He was a CSI. He was a CIA assassin. What's up, everybody? It's Christy Grace. I recently had a very special birthday. Not a special one, just a birthday. That's okay though, every birthday is special. So I had a birthday, so I treated myself. I got a voucher for one of my favorite stores, which is Koorong. And so I went to Koorong, but I also went to a secondhand store to pick up a bunch of other books which were previously loved and read and then thrown away like trash. But I picked them up and I'm loving them anyway. I also got some of those because hopefully soon I'll be able to share my thoughts on the secondhand books in my Hit or Miss series on whether they were worth buying and reading at a secondhand store. Often you can find some really cool gems, so I'm hoping to find some really good ones. But I'm trying to do ones that I have never heard of before. Even if I've heard of the author, I've never no idea what these books are. Let's get into what I bought for my birthday. My first set of books came from Koorong. These are my lovely books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 books that I bought at Koorong for brand new. So I had a bit of a discount, which was really fun and exciting. And so I got a couple that I wanted for a while that I haven't picked up yet. And then I got a few that I didn't really know much about and I'm excited to read. First one is in my August TBR list, which is Across to Kill. Never read Andrew Huff before, the author, but it sounds really great. It's about a small town pastor with a secret past. He was a CIA assassin and now his past is coming back to haunt him. I had no idea that this book existed. When I was at the store, I was just browsing and seeing what else there was around that I hadn't already picked up and planned for, and this absolutely caught my eye last minute, and I decided that I had to read it. It sounded great. So that's number 1. The next one I got was part of a series and I had read one in the series so far, Elite Guardians by Lynette Eason. This is the next one in the series, which is Chasing Secrets. I haven't read, I think I came in on book 2 or 3 or something like that. And I think this might be the final one. So I haven't read the first few in the series, but there was a little sneak peek in the back of my last book for this one. And it sounded really exciting and really fun, so I went and got this one before I got any of the others. Lynette is fantastic. She has just super fast-paced, thrilling, exciting stories, and so I'm psyched to read this one. An elite bodyguard service of female bodyguards. This one is about Haley. I would go with Haley, although there's no I. Anyway, she is from Ireland, and so there is something happened in her past that's coming back. There's a lot of theme of that tends to be in the books that I like to read. There's a secret past coming back to haunt you. This one sounded really exciting and really great, and so I'm excited to read that one. The next ones that I want to do, I'm going to do together because they are similar. They are The Cost of Betrayal and Sins of the Past. 3 incredible authors, 2 of which I love already and one I can't wait to get to know, and they've written 3 shorter stories and popped it in a nice big book for everyone. So Sins of the Past has the 3 different authors: Dee Henderson, Missing, Danny Petrie, Shadowed, and Lynette Eason, The Blackout. And then The Cost of Betrayal has Dee Henderson, Betrayed, Danny Petrie, A Deadly Isle, and Lynette Eason, Code of Ethics. So these books I put together because same authors for both, and these books both have really similar ideas, but they are all different stories. They are romantic suspense, and I'm excited to get into these. These 2 were on my list to buy for a long time, and I just never got around to it, so I'm excited. The final book that I got from Koorong for my birthday, a voucher and gift to myself, is If I Run by Terry Blackstock. Love Terry, love. Watched the book trailer this a while ago because it came out in 2016, so that's about 4 years ago. And so I had seen this around. There's actually 2 more in this series already. This is the first one. I recently rewatched the trailer and got super inspired to actually look at buying the book. I sort of forgot about it, not forgot, but like you just put it to the side a little bit, you know. This one I'm really excited for. So all of this Casey's DNA is all over the scene of a crime. Did she do it? So it'll be really interesting to read that one. It sounds really exciting and really dramatic and woo, crimes. Anyway, right up my alley. So, you know, there you go. That was the last one that I got from Koorong. So along with getting my birthday voucher, I also picked up some really fun, exciting hit or miss books from our secondhand store. I'm going to show you a couple of them. I won't show you them all because I want you to be pleasantly surprised when I mention them for hit or miss. But here are a few of the titles that I picked up. The first one that I found, I know this author because I've read him before and I quite like him. I think I already have a couple of his books in my collection as well, but I had never heard of the book before. I am not super well versed in books, so if I tell you this one and you're like, how could you not know? Or any of the books that I mention, how can I not know what they are? I apologize. Even if it's super mainstream or super like, you should know these people, I don't always. So that's just my life. Anywho, the first book that I have, John Grisham, The Baruka. So I like John Grisham, read his books. He's pretty great, and so I was excited for this one because I knew who he was, but also it sounded like a really cool story. So it's to do with politics, the CIA. It all sounds pretty exciting. This next one, never, apologies, heard of the author before or the book. It was published in 2013, so quite a few years ago. But the reason I'm so excited is because this one actually takes place in Australia, which is where I live. Heist by Robert Schofield. So this one takes place in Western Australia, which is not where I'm from, but it'll be cool nonetheless. And it's about a man who is framed for a robbery and his daughter and ex-wife have been abducted. He has to go find them. There's bikers, there's bad guys, there's all sorts of things. That sounds really fun. The last one I'm going to show you is also really different and exciting for me. This one takes place in Sweden and Finland. Finland. It's alright, I know how to say Finland. This one is a little bit different for me. It sounds like it could be a bit more intense, but I'm excited to give it a go. And it is called Cinderella Girl by, forgive me if I say this wrong, Karen Gerhardsen. Fingers crossed. If I say that wrong, that's alright. I apologize. A teenage girl murdered on a cruise ship called the Cinderella. There has to be a story there. But finding out that during the investigation of how she was killed, that her sister might also suffer the same fate. There's also a little girl that's waiting to be found. It sounds super interesting, super intense, and I'm quite excited to get to that one as well, to see if that one is going to be a hit or miss. It was printed in 2008, but the English translation that I have was 2012, so it must have been in Swedish, I suppose. Swedish. So that is a sneak peek into what I bought myself for my birthday. I have a birthday vlog as well. You see some of the things I did during my lockdown quarantine birthday. I tried to make it as fun as possible for me and my parents who live with me, although I live with them, whatever you want to call it. I'm not ashamed, so hashtag not ashamed, you know what I'm saying? Like, and nobody does this anymore either. I'm an odd person, but it's okay because I accept it. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed seeing that sneak peek into what I am reading and what I will be reading for a little while. And keep an eye out for the hit or miss from a secondhand store book series. I'll be reading them and letting you know my thoughts and if they were a hit or if they were a miss. Otherwise, you can follow me on all my social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and my website, of course, Christy Grace Scarlet Pen. I'm excited to see you there. There's always some fun things happening, and I'll see you in the adventures.